Here we have for sale our 2017 on a 67 plate Volkswagen Transporter Sportline. This is the 2 litre bi-turbo 204 brake horsepower diesel model with a 7-speed DSG automatic gearbox. This is the short wheelbase, low roof combi van. What we're going to do in this video is have a little walk around. I'll show you the spec that you get on a factory Volkswagen Transporter Sportline Kombi of this age. There's a few optional extras on this vehicle which I'll talk you through as well. And we'll also have a look at the condition, talk about a little bit about the service history and the ownership of this particular vehicle, seeing as it is currently available for sale at the time of recording. Other bit that I forgot to mention is this is a T32, so 3.2 tonne gross vehicle weight. Starting here then at the rear of the vehicle, we can see that this Sportline Kombi is spec'd with a rear glazed tailgate. What I mean is one door which opens up like so, and glazed of course meaning it has the rear window. Now the Sportline does come with a factory body styling pack, and that includes the rear spoiler, the lovely 18-inch gloss black with the diamond cut face alloy wheels, the sidebars, and also the front spoiler as well. But as I say, it is all factory. There's a lot of sort of imitation body kits out there which are put on vans, but just you can really tell with these the quality is absolutely second to none, being that it is a factory Volkswagen product. Also at the back of the vehicle here then we can see that looking at the badge, of course we've got the Sportline for, as I say, just to show that it is a factory Sportline. T32 204 meaning the brake horsepower. And you could tell it was a 204 because they have the 3 red letters in the TDI as well. Lovely bit of spec that this particular van has got is a reversing camera. Always nice to have, along with the factory rear parking sensors as well. You can see that this one has had a very nice carbon fibre rear bumper protector added to the rear bumper. Of course, perfect to protect that painted rear bumper there. In terms of condition then, at the rear of the vehicle, in terms of the tailgate, it's pretty difficult to fault, if I'm honest. I'm having a good look here to look for any marks or scratches or anything like that, but I must say it's looking in very, very good order. A couple of tiny little marks here to the rear bumper, but that is being very critical indeed. If we open up the rear tailgate then, we can start to have a look in the load space here. Again, another thing to mention on this one, it has got a power latch in rear tailgate, which I'll show you what that means in just a second. Looking then in the back, and this is as it would come from factory, so you get this lovely soft touch rubber floor, which is very nice. It doesn't kill your knees when you crawl into the back of the van to go and grab something. This is the correct position of the toolkit, and you do get plenty of tie down points in the back as well. And this is the factory lining as they come. The only thing that's been added here are just a couple of little coat hooks. Also see that this is the factory lining to the head lining, but in terms of condition here, it's all in very, very good order. Sort of telltale signs of these exposed painted areas, but you can just see how clean and tidy this is presented, including the inside of the rear tailgate as well, with the very handy grab handle there to pull the tailgate down. Now, power latching means that as it gets to the closed position, it will soft close for you, so it's quite difficult to demonstrate on video, but it is power latching. As I say, it's very difficult to see because it is very subtle, but it is a nice soft close rear tailgate there. Looking down the passenger side of the vehicle here then, this lovely candy white paintwork is looking in really, really good condition here, and again just using those reflections where available. If there's anything that I can see, I will gladly point it out to you, but it's looking very, very nice indeed. One of the sort of faults of this vehicle, if I were to be critical, is on the alloy wheels. Very, very common on diamond cut alloy wheels. This is probably the worst one actually. When you get a diamond cut face like this, it's very common for them to sort of slightly corrode. It just, as I say, it doesn't impede any of the structural rigidity of the alloy, of course, but as I say, it is very common to see this. As I say, if we were to be ultra critical, but as I say, considering the age and the mileage of the vehicle, all in really, really good condition. And the only little sort of dent I can see is this little one just here. Again, very low down, very not particularly noticeable unless you were to, it were to be pointed out to you. But that's pretty much the only sort of dent that I can really find on the vehicle. But looking down the side, looking in very, very good condition. This vehicle has also got twin side loading doors, which is a nice feature to have, I think, on a Kombi, because it just allows you access from both sides of the vehicle into the rear seats. And the first look here at the rear seats, and this is again all factory, so factory Sportline leather. You can see the Sportline there nicely embossed into each backrest of the seat, and you get this lovely diamond stitching. You've got the black with the red inserts as well, which I think just really breaks it up quite nicely actually. On the back of the front seat, we can see that we have got the nice leather pockets just there, and this one is spec'd with a 2 plus a 1 rear seating configuration as well. So what I mean by that is a double bench there and 1 single independent seat. What that allows you to do is use this little lever here on the back, flick the seat forward, and that gives you some access then into the back of the van. You can also use this little tab just here. If you give that a pull, and that allows you to fold the seat down flat, and you can do exactly the same with the other seats there. But you can crucially remove the single or the double individually if you wanted to. So what a lot of people tend to do is if they want to put a longer load length down the side, remove the single. They are just on quick release seats, there's no bolts required or anything like that. You can do it all using the levers on the back of the seat, and that gives you then a nice long load length down one side, and in this case still retaining 5 seats. But it's very nice to have that independent use of those seats. If I flip this back up then, as simple as that, you're back to a 3-seater there in the back. In terms of condition, all again in very, very good order here. Certainly doesn't look like it's done the mileage that it has. Opening up the passenger door, we can start to have a look at some of the spec and condition inside here. And looking at the passenger door card, no issues there. If I just move this sheet out of the way, again you can see how clean and tidy the floor is. You can turn the passenger airbag off if you wanted to. And another feature on this particular one, this one has been spec'd with a dual front seat, so this makes it a 6-seater. Very unusual to see that. One of the benefits of a 6-seater is it does give you some storage there underneath the passenger seat, so very handy extra storage space that you don't get on a single seat. I'll talk you through a bit more of the spec when we go around to the driver's side. One thing which has been added here, you can see that wind deflectors have been added, and also we've got the nice roof bars as well. On a Sportline like this, you do get a black roof, which I just think really adds to the styling. It's surprising, it's a subtle touch, but when you pair that with everything else, I think it does really nicely set it off. And then this is where sort of the action is really on the Sportline, and that is the front end. Not only have you got the body styling, it's worth mentioning that a Sportline does come factory lowered. It's not massively lowered, I think it's about 20 to 30 mil, but just really helps set off the stance of the vehicle that much nicer, and ties in again just really nicely with again the factory Sportline front splitter. You've got front parking sensors on this particular model, and all Sportlines do come with LED headlights. So if I've mentioned this in previous videos, but if there was one optional extra I was going to tick on a transporter, if I were to order one, it would be these LED headlights. They are absolutely fantastic. When you factory option them as well, on a normal van you can see they do come with headlight washers, but a Sportline that does come as standard. On a Sportline as well, you do get the 3 chrome strips on the front grille. And I say, in terms of condition here, it's all in really, really good order. A couple of stone chips and things like that, I guess, as you would expect to see again on a vehicle of this mileage. And again, if I was being very critical, a couple of slight, very small little cracks here just to the paintwork on the front splitter. You also get front fog lights as well, but looking really, really clean and tidy. This one has got the gloss black wing mirrors, which again just tie in nicely with the gloss black roof. Finally then, on the outside, looking down the driver's side of the vehicle, and again just using those reflections where we can to look for any dings or dents. It's looking very clean and straight, it must be said. Very, very nice indeed. The sidebars on these, again, look the same as a lot of the imitation ones, but these actually have 2 little lights underneath there. You won't see it in this light, but when you open the door in the dark, there's two little lights under there, which is a really nice little touch, I think. As I mentioned, just having a quick look at the alloys here. Lovely, the 18-inch Sportline alloy wheels, but there are, as I say, just a couple of small marks on the very, very edge of the alloy wheels. Little chrome detail here around the front indicator repeater, and as I mentioned, this one is spec'd with twin side-loading doors, which so as standard will come with a passenger side one. When you option them with a twin side-loading door, you get the driver's side as well. Of course, you get the factory opening windows coming from on a Sportline. Just a lovely touch on the leather here, a little Sportline tag on the corner. But again, just giving you a really good idea here of the condition that we're dealing with. This vehicle is one owner from new. We have evidence of 6 previous services with an independent garage, and on arrival with us, this went right through our workshop. So we've done a full service on it, and that actually includes the timing belt and water pump change as well. So there shouldn't be anything that you would need to do to this for some time. Looking then on top of the driver's door, we have electric windows, electric heated folding mirrors. So that's a very nice bit of spec to have. And having a good look here at the floor, there's no excessive wear or anything like that to the floor. And again, having a look at the driver's seat, the leather's all in good condition with twin adjustable armrests as normal as well. And again, just this lovely leather interior inside here. Start to have a look at really what you get as a driver here then. So leather multi-functioning steering wheel on the right hand side here. This is your onboard computer controls, and you can also answer and hang up the phone there. You've got cruise control as well there on the left hand side. Auto activated lights, and you do have 2 full remote keys with the vehicle. 87,183 miles, but as I say, I think it's in very, very good order for that miles, and as I say, one owner from new with a lovely service history to go with it as well. 7-speed DSG automatic gearbox, probably the best automatic gearbox, if I'm honest, in any commercial vehicle. If we just put this down here into the drive position, shut the door to turn the beeping off, you can see here that we have got heated seats, which is a lovely optional extra to have. Air conditioning comes as standard, heated windscreen, and you can turn your parking sensors off here as well. You can see that we do have the full book pack here, and also the sat-nav case there as well. USB port and an AUX port. The reason we've got the USB port plugged in there is because this vehicle has got Apple CarPlay, so not as standard, but you have got the App Connect on this particular model. An absolutely fantastic feature to have. You can of course use your Apple Maps on here, you can listen to your music or your podcasts, you can even use the Google Maps or Waze if you prefer that navigation system. But a really, really nice system to have. If we go back to the Volkswagen system here as well, then if we just click on disconnect, go back to the radio, we can see that we have got DAB radio on here as standard, and this one has got inbuilt factory sat nav as well. So really, really they have ticked all the options in terms of that. Put the vehicle into reverse, you can see that we have got the reversing camera coming up there on the screen as well, which is all nice and clear, and you do have the parking sensor display just there. So very, very lovely spec interior wise for the driver. So just to summarize this vehicle, as I say, it's a one owner from new Volkswagen Transport 2017 on a 67 plate, so it's a late 2017 Volkswagen Transport, a Sportline Kombi. It's got the 2-litre bi-turbo 204 brake horsepower diesel engine. That's accompanied with a 7-speed DSG automatic gearbox, and this is the short wheelbase low roof Kombi van. Massive spec tailgate with the rear window. We've got reversing camera, front and rear parking sensors, full factory leather with of course the full Sportline body styling with the front and rear spoilers, sidebars, LED headlights. It really does go on and on and on. Then we've got things like the sat-nav, Apple CarPlay, heated seats, and so on. 87,000 miles from new. As I say, now evidence of 7 services carried out on this van, including our recent service, which was with a cam belt and water pump change as well. If you'd like to see the full advert of this vehicle, including the price, please head over to our website, bridgeendvans.co.uk, which is listed here. We'll of course welcome inquiries or any questions that you may have on either of the numbers which are listed here at the bottom of the sign. Remember that we can arrange finance on all of our vehicles, starting as low as 7.9% APR, and we can take cars or vans in part exchange, and we can also deliver our vehicles nationwide. Thank you very much for watching. We look forward to hearing from you.